So happy 4th of July, happy American Independence Day. On a different note, what's interesting about spiritualism, modern spiritualism, is that it is a North American religion. So Christianity, Islam, and Judaism started in the Middle East, and Buddhism started in Asia, and Hinduism in India. But what I find interesting is, like Mormonism, spiritualism is uniquely North American. So the Fox family originated in Canada, and then they settled eventually in New York, in Hydesville, and then the Hydesville knockings occurred. So I just find it kind of interesting that for an American holiday, spiritualism is quite uniquely North American. So, and it just so happens that the Canadian Independence Day and the American one are only just maybe 48 hours apart, barely. So like July 1st is Canada, July 4th is the United States. So shout out to William on my front row here, because you're Canadian. Yay.
I've gotten used to it.
So I chose the song by Jewel, Hands, because I think about life as being like a road trip, and a lot of people who have come to see me for advice often start out like on a road trip where they're sitting in their vehicle and they say, well, I think I want to eventually get to this destination, but I don't know what step to take. I'm too scared to make any move. I want to know if Spirit will make the move for me. I don't know what to do. And what it's like for them is like they are sitting basically in their car. They haven't turned on the engine. They haven't gotten their map out or their GPS, and they're just sitting in the car with their hands on their steering wheel looking kind of hopeless. And that's the analogy that I am given when people come to me, especially at the fairs, where they lay out perhaps the misery of their life. They don't know what to do next, and they just are afraid. And very similar to the song of Jewel, God, infinite intelligence, can do anything, but it tends to work through our hands and what we decide to do on earth and how we extend kindness to others or help. And so we are God's hands, we are God's eyes, so to speak. So when people come to me and they seem rather hopeless and they don't know what to do, and they have kind of a goal in mind, but they're not sure what to do, I tell them, look for the excitement in your life. When all else fails and you're not really sure, you don't think you have any clear direction, what gives you excitement in your life? What turns you on? So long as it's not something that will harm other people or harm your own body or soul, and it's legal, do something fun that's exciting and get on that. That doesn't seem to convince a lot of people at first, because, for example, say the person sitting in front of me says, well, what I'm looking for is like a partner in life who, is worthy of being in a relationship with me. But I don't know what to do, and I don't like the idea of going online, and it scares me, this or that. So then I tell them, find something that brings you excitement and great joy and happiness. But what if whatever I choose that brings me great joy and happiness and excitement doesn't have anything to do with the dating world or anything to do with finding a partner? And I say, that's not the point. The point is, before you can get to your destination, you've got to turn the key in the ignition. You need to go forward. You need to reverse out of the driveway and get on the road. I know it doesn't look like you're going in the direction you think you're going, but you can't start unless you turn on the engine. You can't start the journey until you leave your driveway. And so I tell people, say the thing that turns you on has nothing to do with finding love. Say what turns you on has to do with an art form that you picked up or some new hobby, and it seems like it has nothing to do with the dating world. The point is, it gets you out of the garage. It gets you on the road to life. and you need to get onto life's road in order to get anywhere to begin with. So they still seem unconvinced, and they seem rather vague about it, like, well, I don't see how that's going to work. So what a lot of people, especially I find Westerners, tend to get stuck in is black and white thinking, and the idea that everything has to go according to your plan, and if that plan doesn't work, you have a plan B or a plan C. But even then, the humans seem to have everything mapped out perfectly, and they don't seem to have faith in something that I call the infinity of solution. What is the infinity of solution? This is something I actually learned when I was studying witchcraft, of all things. And what magic and witchcraft taught me was when you cast your spell, or light your candle, or chant with your crystals in your hand, they said don't chant or cast a spell for the specific outcome. Instead, you're aiming for the essence of what you want. Let the gods, or the spirits, or the universe, or whatever, figure out the form that it's going to take. That, I feel, is a universal message and has nothing to do with just spell casting. I think that refers to spiritualism. I think it refers to Christianity. I think it refers to any religion that is trying to help their people meet their goals in life. So what you're doing is you're casting out there into the world the essence of what you want. So if the essence is, if say you're looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or a husband or a wife to meet your needs, what you're really looking for is the essence of love, the essence of partnership, companionship. You don't put the form like, well, he has to be 6'2" and this color of eyes and this form of paycheck. Those are forms. The universe will worry about the forms for you. Instead, what you're really looking for is the essence of something. You're looking for the essence of companionship, security, responsibility, perhaps. These are essences that you're aiming for. The universe will work out the form later on. So when people say to me, well, what really gets me excited is like cooking, but how does that have anything to do with love or finding a partner? And I say, well, in order for the car to get gasoline, for it to go anywhere, gasoline is your excitement. That's what fuels the car and gets your life going. It may seem like going to a cooking class has nothing to do with love, but with the infinity of solution, how do you know that you don't meet someone special in your cooking class? How do you know that maybe while you're looking up YouTube videos on how to cook something, that you end up making a comment and somebody reads the comment and says, oh, I absolutely agree, I love your recipe choice. And then you two start emailing back and forth, and it turns out that the person you're emailing back and forth with has another friend who happens to live really close by you, and you end up meeting that person through somebody. So infinity of solution means you can toss out your whole idea of plan A, plan B, and plan C, because the universe might have plan ZW642A3, which has a completely different plan that you weren't even looking at before. So I always tell people, find your excitement, because the excitement, while it may not be obvious, may end up leading you in a direction that will meet your goal further on down the line, because you chose this path, and by doing so, it set in motion a domino effect in the realms of the possible that could only occur if you made this one choice or this one step. Let's take this to spiritualism and mediumship itself. So if you've ever read books on mediumship techniques, mediumship mechanics, they're always saying things like, well, we as humans are a denser vibration. Spirits up there are of a higher vibration. How the heck do we communicate? Well, first, the humans need to raise their vibrational level. We do that by lots of singing. Some cultures do it by chanting. meditation, thinking higher thoughts, and basically raising your vibrational level. And then spirit tries to kind of lower its vibrational level a little bit. And somewhere in the middle, we kind of meet, and that's when the communication takes place. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't feel that this lesson in vibratory rates and mechanics necessarily has to deal only with mediumship communication. I feel this is life and getting guided by your spirit guides. It doesn't have to take place in a seance room or a church. This is how you communicate and keep lines open for miracles. I can't use the word miracles. We don't believe in miracles. Strike that. I feel this is how we get amazing things to happen in our lives through the cause of spirit, is when we raise our vibrational levels to a higher state, spirit goes, aha, I see Russell's being serious here. Looks like he's trying to live a better life ethically and morally, and he's doing his best to meditate every now and then, and he's doing things that he's being serious about this, folks. All right, spirit guides, let's lower our vibrations a level so we can meet Russell's. And then the goals that you have in mind start getting fulfilled because spirit is communicating with you choices that you would rather make than if you did not have spirit's guidance. So how do you raise your vibration when you're not at the seance table? Through your excitement levels. That's why it's important when I tell people, find what excites you and gives you joy, because that heightens your vibrational level. This makes it easier for infinite intelligence and your guides to reach you, to go, oh, I see what his goal is. He wants a better job. Okay. We'll start giving hints here and there on how his road will eventually lead him to the right people, which will then lead him to the right interview process, which will land him a good job. So see how this kind of mechanics works? So when I get people coming to the table and they're pouring out their misery to me, I think, one, change the vibrational level. If you find your life being miserable, the first thing I recommend is find what you give thanks for. That's a great way to clear out that negative slosh and to get vibrations going a little higher. Is first, if you can't think of anything that will give you excitement, find the things that give you gratitude and start listing that one by one. I had one person come to the table at one of the mediums fair, and I was sitting there while this person was just negative vibe after life sucks, life is this, I don't like life anymore. And finally I said, I do notice that when you decided to get dressed today to come here, you did your makeup. I also noticed that you chose a really pretty pin to put on your lapel. I think that I would give thanks that you would even bother to get up in the morning and do something pretty with your makeup, dress nicely, and choose this really lovely pin that you put on your lapel. That's a start. So you can see how that kind of shifted the vibration a little bit. And then I encouraged that person to look for something that may be exciting for them to do. It had nothing to do with solving their issues. I'm not there to solve their issues. You can't do it in 15 minutes for $20. Let's face it. No one at the fair can. It's not our job. But I felt like my job was to help them raise their vibrational level. And maybe by doing so, it won't solve the problems in their life, but it brings them closer to helping them solve their problems in their life. So blow some mental fireworks off today in your heads. A little bit of light and excitement for you for this July 4th. Bring yourself closer to spirit by finding that which excites you and gives you fuel for your road trip in life. And with that, I leave you with blessings.